Today we are working on Excel Chapter 1 Grader project. So this is what you should have opened up. It should have your name in it at the top, and then it says Grader Project 1. So step 2 says insert a header that has file name at the left. So we're going to click Insert, Header and Footer. On the left, we're going to click File Name right here. Date code in the center. Go to the center. Current date. And page number code at the right. So click on the right and page number. So you should have file name, date, and page number. Then go back to normal view. Step 3 says insert a column to the left of column C. So I'm going to click up here on column C. I'm going to right click, I'm going to click insert, and that puts a column to the left of there. Use flash fill to fill C9 to C12. So I'm going to click in C9 and I'm going to type rent, parentheses, apartment, in parentheses. I'm going to hit enter. So I'm going to highlight from C9 to C12. I'm going to click on data, flash fill, and it fills in what's to the left of there. Copy the data from C9 to C12. So with that highlighted, I'm going to right click, I'm going to click copy, and paste it to A9 to A12. So A9 to A12, I'm going to right click, I'm going to click paste, and then delete columns B and C. So I'm going to highlight these two columns, I'm going to right click, I'm going to click delete. Step 4 says in cell B7, so I'm going to click in cell B7, enter the formula equals B5 plus B6, and then fill the formula across through G7. So I'm going to click back, I'm going to click at the bottom right corner here and go over to G7. In cell B13, so I'm going to click in cell B13, enter the auto sum formula to sum B9 to B12. So I'm going to click on formulas, auto sum. You can see that that adds up from B9 to B12 and hit enter. And then fill the formula across through G13. So I'll click back in that cell and drag this across to G13. Step 5, insert a blank row above the expenses row. So I'm going to click right here on the 8. Right click, I'm going to click insert, and you can see that inserted a blank row above the expenses row. Insert a new row 6, so I'm going to click right here on row 6. I'm going to right click, I'm going to click insert, so we have a new row 6. Move the data in row 13 to row 6. So this right here, I'm going to highlight this row. I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to go back up here to 6. I'm going to right click and paste it. So now row 13 is blank, and we're going to delete this blank row. So I'm just going to click here, I'm going to right click and delete. Step 6, in cell B8, so I'm going to click in cell B8, edit the formula to include cell B6. Right now it just says B5 plus B7, so I'm going to click up here, plus B6, and hit enter, and then fill it across to this row. So I'm going to click back up here, drag across, and that filled it across to there. And if you click on each one of these, you can see that they all have the 6th row added to it. Step 7, in cell B15, so click in cell B15, enter a formula that subtracts expense subtotal from income subtotal. So we'll click equals, and we're subtracting this amount from this amount. So that is B8 minus B14, and hit enter. And fill the across to G15. Do that. Step 8, insert a blank row above the surplus row. So row 15 is the surplus row, so I'm going to right click, insert, and we have a new row above that. Step 9, apply the badge theme to the workbook. So I'm going to click on page layout, themes, badges right here. Apply heading 1 style to cell A1. So click on cell A1, go to home, click the down arrow, and heading 1 style is right here. Then merge and center the contents of A1 across columns A through G. So I'm going to highlight from A to G. Click right here where it says merge and center. Step 10, apply bold to cells A3 to G3. So A3 to G3. We're going to click right here, make them bold. And A4 to A16. A4 to A16. We're going to make those bold as well. Resize column A to fit the data. So I'm just going to double click on this line between the A and the B, and that automatically fits it. Step 11, apply the 20% accent 4 style to cells B5 to G7. So B5 to G7, accent 20% accent 4. So I'm going to click here. 20% accent 4. This one right here. And also B11 to G13. B11 to G13. We're going to do the same one. 20% accent 4. Apply 60% accent 4 style to B8 through G8. So B8 through G8. 60% accent 4, it's a little darker, as well as B14 to G14, so B14 to G14, 60% accent 4. Apply the accent 4 style to cells B16 to G16, so highlight these, and accent 4. One right here. Apply a counting format with 0 decimal places to all numeric data. So I'm going to highlight all of the cells with numbers. I'm going to click up here, open up the number dialog box. I'm going to click accounting, and it wants 0 decimal places. Right now it's 2, so I'm just going to hit this to make it 0, and then click OK. And that is all now accounting with 0 decimal places. Step 12, hide row 2. So I'm just going to click on row 2. I'm going to right click, I'm going to click hide, and that hides that row. Step 13, save and close the workbook, exit Excel, and submit the file in Pearson. And this completes Chapter 1 Grader Project for Excel.